Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Final Fantasy V Four Job Fiesta. Playing this year for Rabbit and Small Animal Rescue. Last time we left off, we ended up on this island in Galuf's world. And if you sit around the island for a little bit, like a minute, Lenna will come up and say, hey, let's pitch a tent. If you don't have a tent, it's okay, because the only enemy you can encounter on this island is this power enemy, and he drops a tent, so you can technically farm tents and ability points here if you want, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to get one tent, pitch it, and we're going to get brought into a cutscene here. And Lenna and Faris are just going to talk a little bit about the Wind Drake and why Lenna did what she did to try to save the Wind Drake back on the North Mountain, and she said it reminds her of her mother a little bit. So it's kind of like Luke Skywalker and Princess Leia, where they had that conversation in the Ewok village about, like, do you remember your mother? So once again, another little Star Wars reference. But what's going to happen here, unfortunately, is the monster's going to come out and abduct the Princess Lenna and Faris. And we're going to be put into a one-on-one encounter between RASAR and the monster when it comes back to grab him. It doesn't matter whether you win this battle or lose it, the game's going to progress the same way. In my last Four Job Fiesta, I showed both winning and losing the battle, so it's pretty easy to lose the battle. He starts off with that tornado ability, which brings you down to single-digit hit points. So if he does that ability and it hits, and you don't heal up afterwards, you're probably going to lose the battle. But I have the ninja here with the elf cape, and the ninja has good evade to begin with. So managed to just defeat this guy. And like I said, it doesn't matter whether you win or you lose. The game's going to progress the same way. So we'll just get an ether and an ability point there. But if we defeat the monster, we get this treasure chest. And when you open the treasure chest, poison gas comes out, and you get knocked unconscious, and a monster's going to grab you. If you lose the battle, of course, you're knocked unconscious in the battle, and the monster just takes you away. So either way, you're going to end up in Exdeath's dungeon right here. So, we came to save Galuf, and turns out that we're the ones who are going to need saving. Tiny little dungeon there. And here is Mr. Exdeath. So World 1 was all about saving the crystals. World 2 here is going to be more about battling Exdeath. So the game kind of shifts. So, and now Exdeath is going to broadcast us to the world. Here it comes. He's going to use magic, because they don't have TV in this world. But magic is just as good. So. Look up in the sky. It's a bird. No. It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's a bird flying a plane. And there's Galuf and Krill. And they're going to see the magic that Exdeath is showing. And boy, is he going to be surprised when he sees RASAR, Lenna, and Faris. And of course, Exdeath's gonna give the standard bad guy ultimatum, you know, like withdrawal and retreat, or else your friends are gonna get it. But Galuf's like, let's we'll just sneak away, but we're not going to let Exdeath win. So here we get introduced to Gilgamesh. He's going to be a reoccurring boss, and man, my capture card is being really weird here. But basically what's happening is Gilgamesh is kind of a lieutenant, and we'll fight him a whole bunch of times. But he basically says he's put in charge of guarding us. And then Exdeath is going to take off, and Galuf's like, okay, we've all retreated, but I'm going to sneak in, you know, while Exdeath is looking at our army. So Galuf is going to be on a one-man rescue mission here. Yep, like I said, we came to rescue Galuf, now he's going to be rescuing us. So, and in the spirit of the Four Job Fiesta, we're going to put Galuf in our 4th job, the Dragoon job. So, which will serve him pretty well, being there's going to be like a little solo section here. So, and Mr. Galuf hops off, tells the dragon to go back to Krill. You'll notice that Krill is very good with the animals, so she's like a Disney princess. She's good with the animals, so. Yep. My daddy's pretty good with the animals. That's why I like him. So, yep. And Galuf sneaks off to go save us. This is all taking place. We have no control, but Galuf's gonna come over and get this treasure chest, and we get all our items back and the crystal shards. So, and now let's change Galuf from the ninja job into the Dragoon job. And they're like a dragon knight, and they jump, and you can see their armor is kind of gonna look like kind of like dragonish. So their helmet kind of looks like a dragon head, and they have like a cape that's kind of like their wings. So there's a healing and a save state up this save point up here. You can save it, your game at that point, and either the left or the right, touch it and you get free healing. So one of those healing ponds that we encountered a long time ago. Remember back in the Pirate's Cave? The door to the south is locked, and the exit is also to the south. So we want to go down to the left, down these staircases, down into the dungeon. Just walk by these guys here. There'll be a little funny cutscene a little bit later. And head down this way. And there's 2 type enemies we can meet here. We can meet shell bears, and then we can meet these tarantulas. So here's the Dragoon's ability, Jump. It jumps off screen for 1 turn and then deals damage. If you have a spear equipped, you'll deal double damage. So Dragoons are going to be mainly using spears. There's like maybe 1 or 2 other weapons other than a spear that can do double damage like a spear, but for the most part, our Dragoon will be using spears. So, one of the advantages of the jump is it's not affected by the row, so we can still do a lot of damage by jumping from the back row. And also another thing is, as you can see, when we're away from combat for that round, we're not going to be able to be targeted. So, if an enemy has like a nasty spell and it casts it while you're in the air, well, you won't be hit by it. So, although we were hit by an annoying spell there earlier, that web, it's basically a slow spell, so we take turns twice as slow. So, as you can see, Jump does some pretty good damage, and that's all the enemies that we're going to encounter in this area down here in the dungeon. Well, regular enemies. We still have to fight Gilgamesh here. And like I said, he's going to be a reoccurring boss. He's basically Exdeath's main flunky. Now, his stats are going to come up here, and it's like, wow, he has 11,500 hit points. Keep in mind the level in hit points. But we don't have to deal all that damage to him. Basically, just do about 10% of his hit points there, and he'll retreat. So, 2 or 3 jumps should do it, depending on how good we roll. And yep, we got 2 jumps in, and he's like, well, I'm gonna run away. And he runs off, and that'll allow us to rescue our friends. Woohoo! And now we got our full party back, and we got all 4 of our jobs represented as the spirit of the 4 Job Fiesta asks. So, woohoo! And now we can change up RASAR's equipment. We can probably do that a little bit. Change some of these people's equipment. So, give RASAR the power. And we can put him in the back row now because he can use Galuf's 2, the moon rings. So, we can have a whole bunch of characters in the back row taking half damage. So, poor Faris though, she's gonna have to stay in the front though. Whoever's on monk is basically gonna have to be in the front. So, we're gonna have to end up buying an accessory then for Galuf there. So, it's the Dragoon. So, Luckily, in this world, we're going to be able to finally buy high potions. Because those little potions at only 50 hit points, they're good for healing out of battle, but in battle, nah, I'm not really cutting it anymore. So now we just retreat back to the way we came, and you want to take advantage of those healing, pawns that we're going to go, because we have a big, long battle section. It's pretty. There's that funny cutscene there. You're like, I can't be seen by those monsters, and we crawled on his belly. It's silly to see that little sprite do that. So, we have a long series of battles coming up, where the title of the battle of the episode kind of comes from. It's called The Battle on the Big Bridge, because the next section we're going to go to is the Big Bridge. It's that bridge that we saw Galuf was on earlier, with his army, and that takes us deeper into Exdeath's castle, but it's locked right now, so. Now look, you see those little purple towers there? They're going to come into play in a little bit, and then a lot later, so. Here's another new enemy here, a devilfish. So, like other fish, they are weak to lightning, so we could probably just thrown a lightning scroll and taken them all out in one hit. And they're fish, so they like water, so don't use water on them. So, put elf cape avoid there. Whoop. Yeah, let's see the jump will take care of it. Wow, look at that damage. Yowza. Too bad we have a really bad spear. You could probably get better spears if you had a thief. You can steal some better spears in the first world, but we don't have a thief. And here is the battle on the big bridge. Now, if you just head straight up the big bridge, you'll get into a lot of encounters. There's ways you can avoid encounters. You can, technically, I think, only get one encounter if you take the correct path. But I'm going to show off all the encounters, so I'm just going to walk straight up and hit all these encounters, so. Yeah, this is the one that you have to hit, the little chariot, so. Mechanical enemies, so weak against lightning. Go with scroll, and they're all done. Luckily, most of the monsters here are pretty weak, so even though we're going to encounter a whole bunch of them, one after another, they're not going to be too dangerous. Now we have fish enemies, once again, like other fish, weak against lightning. Ain't gonna take too damage, so I'm just gonna save my lightning scroll. There we go. See, you only have 400 hit points, so we should be able to take them out pretty easy. Look at that, Galuf even took one out with just this spear from the back row. Woohoo! And now just keep heading straight up. And here's a two-part battle here. All enemies that we've seen before. At the first fight. And now we got these flying cats. The flying killer, abbreviated flying kill R. So, as you can see, once again, very easy enemies, not too lot of hit points, but it's quantity over quality, I guess, right now. The main point is they're basically here to just use up your resources, steal your hit points, because we've got a pretty difficult boss battle coming up here. Take them out. We want to heal ourselves up. Chakra ability here. Because like I said, we may need some healing in this next battle coming up. In this mini boss here. Not here. Once again, another battle going here. But inside this building here, we got a mini boss. But first, let's look at Mr. Cotton. A sweet little rabbit. Look at him. He's so tiny. He's so nice and fluffy and tired. Yeah, they were told he was a bad rabbit, but he's going to turn out to be a good rabbit. But you'll have to wait to see how he turns out at the end of this video. So let's return back here. I healed myself up off screen, and hey, we have another battle here with Gilgamesh. It's going to be a little bit tougher this time. Actually, a lot tougher. So for some reason, he gained 2 levels, but his hit points basically dropped by 5,000. So, yeah, that's not very good leveling up there, buddy. He went from level 26 to 28, like I said, lost 5,000 hit points. Now, he's not too hard at the beginning right here. He basically is just going to single target, and use some different blue magics. There's a wind slash, so that's a magical attack, but a lot of times we'll just use like single target physical attacks or a blue magic like goblin punch. After you do about 3,500 damage, he's left with 3,000 hit points, he's going to go into hyper mode, and that's when he gets really, really tough. So, it basically almost becomes like a full battle again. Even though he isn't going to heal himself, what is going to happen is when he gets to that 3,000 hit point threshold, he's going to go into this new script where he's going to haste himself, and he's going to put buffs on himself. He put the armor, and then he puts shell on him. And basically, now he's going to attack twice as fast. He's going to use this jump attack, so he's not going to be on the screen half the time. And he's going to take half damage from physical and magical attacks, because that's where the armor and the shell thing came in handy. Armor boosts his physical defense, shell boosts his magic defense. So, this is where I wish we had some more high potions, but couldn't steal them in the last world, and we didn't farm any enemies for them, so now might be a good time to, break rods if you want to, throw items. That's what I'm having RASAR do, and I'll break some rods down with Lenna in a little bit, so. We'll throw some of these old weapons. RASAR's going to probably stay in the back row for a while there until we get much better weapons. So for now, we'll just keep him in the back row, keep him safe. So and that jump attack can take off quite a bit of hit points there. So luckily we have everybody here with us. So if somebody falls down, just heal them up with a Phoenix down and try to keep hit points high. Probably above the 400, 500 range, because that's what jump seems to do. So that's where high potions would come in handy, because like I said, high potions heal 500 hit points. So if you get hit by a jump, you use a high potion, you should be safer if you get targeted. The same character gets targeted by the jump again. So we'll break a rod, and that should finish him off. So probably could have just used a summon and then have Galuf's jump take him off, but I was getting a little scared there because I ran out of high potions. Another rod coming up here. And we can just use regular potions to heal ourselves up. Yeah, we just need the high potions though for the battles. And here we have the final new enemy in the area, the Neo Garula. And it's not nice like the Garula back in the real, back in RASAR's world, because this one will actually attack and be kind of evil. Its stats are going to come up here in a sec as soon as I clear out some room. There we go. And it absorbs lightning, so we're using a lot of lightning against the marrow enemies, the fish enemies, and the mechanical enemies, so they throw in an enemy that's strong against lightning that gets healed by lightning, so just to keep you on your toes. On your tiny toes. I'm going to do a chowdy for that rescue then later. Well, we just keep heading off, and the coast is clear from here on in. The big bridge. Yeah, we run into Krill, woohoo! And she mentions the barrier. You know how I told you earlier about watching out for those 4 purple towers? Yep, they are basically like Endor, the moon of Endor. They have a shield that covers Exdeath's castle. And the shield is going to, as it expands, it's going to push Galuf and his friends far away. Grandpa! Yep, we get this is where the second part of the episode name comes from. We're going beyond the big bridge, so we're getting pushed out into the boonies. We're getting pushed back in the middle of nowhere, the frontier of Galuf's world. He's going to tell us that as soon as we land, so wink, we get pushed far, far away. And once again, thankfully, our characters are not hurt by large falls. Especially when you see the world map here. If you look at the world map and you see how far that barrier threw us, we're like, wow, we flew I think a third of the world. So that's pretty crazy. So Galuf says he recognizes the place. It's, basically the frontier, the wild, wild west of this world. So here Galuf plays like he's angry at us for coming in and ruining his plans, but deep down inside, he's happy to see us again. And we're of course happy to see him. But happiness isn't going to get us through this tough little area here, so let's start making our way through the wild, wild west here and trekking over to the east. Got quite a few new enemies here. Devours that little squid there that we're taking out. And now we took him out. Now we got these little fairy orcs. So, they're flying because they have wings, so don't try to hit them with the Titan summon. Won't do any damage to them, so. And we don't have any holy spells right now, or holy weapons, so some weapons will have holy properties later on, but we'll just have to rely on our normal physical attacks, take them out. They're not too hard there. So. But we're in like the wild, wild west here, so we got quite a little bit of a walk until we get to a new town, so we'll take advantage of just having one enemy here to heal ourselves up, save on some potions. Because money is pretty tight right now, so we haven't been doing any grinding, so money is pretty tight for the most part. So if we can save on potions, and there's going to be no village where we can get like half price, so doesn't matter, you can go north or south around this middle mountain thing. It's all good. So Barostris, the little pink guys there. They look like those devilfish that we fought. They don't have a lightning weakness, but they do share their palette swaps absorption property to absorb water. So, and here's we got something interesting there. Normally when you summon the chocobo, it's a single target physical attack. A little chocobo runs out, kicks the enemy. But sometimes you get a fat chocobo there, and it deals much more damage and it hits every enemy. So, the fat chocobo came down, bloop, landed on everybody, squished them. And so we got lucky there, so helped speed up that battle. Like I said, just keep heading east, and we'll eventually get to a town. But like I said, we got kind of a pretty decent walk. And there's our first little town. Good place to heal ourselves up and learn a little bit more about this world. So let's talk with everybody. Frontier town of Regal. We don't have magic really used, but I'll just show off magic here. We got new levels of black magic there. Bio's really, really good. Got some white magic there on the left, and on the right we have time magic. Comet is the first time magic that actually deal damage. It does random damage. It summons like a random amount of comets that come down and rain down on the enemy. So, a little girl there. She'll be more important later on, so. We already have a gold shield. We need a helmet there for Galuf. So, just look around, see what we can get. Buy a helmet, buy some more, upgrade some equipment. Probably have to sell some, we're going to have to sell some old equipment here to afford all this stuff, so. But yeah, we sneak around here, and we can actually talk with the girl. She said, where'd my ribbon get off to? Eventually, later on in the game, she'll find her ribbon, so you can come back and get that ribbon. Like I said, ribbon is probably the best piece of headgear in the game, because it blocks all status ailments, but unfortunately, we can't equip any of them, so we have a little bit of a stronger knife there we can buy for RASAR, but we're going to just keep him in the back there for because he has the back row weapons, so. Yeah, sometimes when you equip Optimum, it just goes by the raw defensive power. It doesn't necessarily always take into account the maybe special properties. So for instance, that elf cape doesn't really have good defense, but what it does have is it has that 25% miss chance. But when you optimize equipment, it just basically goes by pure defense, so you may not get that a good relic like the elf cape, so just be careful. We'll buy a better little spear here from Galuf, 6 more attack on him, so it has the wind element too. She changes her thing depending on what side of the building you're on, so. I thought some more people, haven't had a visitor in town for years. You're a frontier town. Yes, Exdeath has returned. But you'll notice that a lot of these people say that they're not really worried about Exdeath because, why would he come out to the middle of nowhere? Because he's evil and he wants to rule the world, that's why. We had a little bit of a talk there on Kuzo. It's apparently where sealed weapons are, so there's no dancers in this town, but if you want, you can dance if you climb on the stage here, and you get a little bit of money if they do that. The Cornago Guard. We'll learn about that in another town, so just drop a little bit of hint there about an item. Now, we get up on the stage here. We can, like I say, get some money. But notice, look, there's something up there in the upper left. That's your little clue. So besides dancing and getting some money, and RASAR's throwing off his moves here, he must be a monk because he's doing that flying kick. We get a little hint that there's something up there in the upper left corner. Hey, not too shabby. We got 100 gil. Woohoo! Not much, but hey, every little bit of money counts. But yeah, if you got a thief, you can see the secret passage, but I'll show it here. We sneak back here, and we get another piano. This can be an easily missed piano, but it's important that you play all the pianos, especially if you have a bard character, because you're going to have to play all the pianos in the game to max out your piano skill to learn the last bard song. So, even though I don't have a bard in this playthrough, I'll still be showing off all the pianos in case you have a bard and you want to play it. So, apparently they have some good wine here, some good drinks. Hey, buddy. Tons of monsters. Yeah, we know. We fought a whole bunch of them. There's going to be some tough monsters in that Kuzo Castle. So before you go to the Kuzo Castle, if you have a thief, you want to have the flee ability equipped. If you're a ninja, you want to have the smoke ability equipped. That'll let you flee from battle. So there's going to be a tough monster in that Kuzo Castle that pretty much you ain't going to be able to defeat. So you're just going to have to get into a battle with it, run away. These people are going to give us a little bit of idea of what we got to do a little bit later. So, Moogle. These people say, one person says, oh, I saw a Moogle. This other girl says, Moogles ain't around. You're a liar. So, and this sheep actually has a name, Flossie. But she still just talks like a sheep. Yeah, she's not a special sheep. Now, no treasure in here. The first time you come back here, the inn will be free. Afterwards, it's going to be 40 gold per night. But hey, we get a free refill here, so woohoo! Because we're the first customers in such a long time, like that one person said. It's been years since somebody's here. And once again, we're going to get another nighttime cutscene where somebody can't sleep. But this time, it ain't going to be one of the princesses. So the first time we had one, we had, remember, Lenna confronted Faris in Tycoon Castle and said, I think you're my sister, and Faris was like, no, I'm not, I can't be a princess. And then the second time I went to Tycoon Castle, the girls are up again, and they were, Faris finally admitted that, yes, she is Princess Sarissa. And then we were in Lix. RASAR woke up, and him and Faris had a little talk about, fathers and stuff. So, but now we have Galuf sneaking off in the middle of the night to go do something. And he heads off to the pub. Why not? He gets to try some of that famous brew that they were talking about here. Regal brew. I guess it's regal, so it's fit for a king. Yeah. Spoiler alert, turns out Galuf is a king. That's why he's leading that army there. He thinks any old schmo would just be able to, rule and run an army. No, he's a king. So, But here Galuf says it's okay that we ruined the invasion, because if they would have invaded, that barrier would have wiped out the whole army. So in a way, RASAR and Lenna and Faris being captured actually saved Galuf and his army. So. But still, that barrier tower is a problem, and it's a problem we're going to have to solve much, much later. But remember, keep that in mind. It's nice that the game kind of hints at stuff that, is going to be important a little bit later. including the appearance of Moogles. So, yeah, the appearance of Moogles, that's going to be a clue for one of the next things they're going to have to do. But, like I said, that'll take place in our next episode. So, just going to head out here and get ready to explore the rest of the Wild Blue Yonder here in our next episode. But as always, we're going to close off with some more of Cotton's story. So, let's see. And look at Cotton. This is him 60 hours at the rescue, only about 2.5 days. And look at him. Even though he was scared of hands at first, he's coming along pretty nice there. See, people are allowed to finally able to pet him a little bit. He can sense that he is loved. So animals have a good ability to do that. So, and he's definitely loved by the rabbit and small animal rescues, because that's their job, to find unloved, unwanted animals and help give them the homes they need. So if you want to help their mission, I have a video link in the description to go to their homepage and make a PayPal donation. Any bit helps. Thanks. Have a good day. Bye.